Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV 3. Welcome back to another episode of Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I'm your host for this evening, Sayyid Muthanna Al-Musawi, and I'm joined by a dear friend, Sheikh Ali. Salam alaikum, Sheikhna.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing, Sheikhna?
Alhamdulillah, fine.
Alhamdulillah. It's great to be here once again opposite you as you teach me and many others around the world the different aspects of our religion, our faith, and the ahkam of it as well. To our dear viewers at home, this show, of course, works in three ways. Number one, you send in your questions. Number two, I ask the Sheikh your questions. And number three, the Sheikh answers your questions. And to do that first and most important step, all you need to do is either call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or WhatsApp number over here, send in your messages here, 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code over here for a quick shortcut towards our WhatsApp. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions over there. And inshallah, in all three scenarios, the Sheikh will be here to answer your questions. Sheikhna, without further ado, let us begin with the questions. From WhatsApp, how can a believer attain certainty that a ruling of a marājiʿ reflects the Imam's will, despite the prevalence of taqiyya in hadith and contradictions within the hadith corpus?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. Indeed, with the disappearance of the Imam alayhi salam in the past 12th century, the Imam alayhi salam, they have advised their Shia, their followers, to follow the narrator of their hadith, rawat hadithna, as in the famous narration, and to go back to the fuqaha and the jurists and the ulama with this regard in their disappearance, in other words. So, of course, the Imam alayhi salam did not refer people to go back to infallibles, to somebody who has connection with the divine Azza wa Jal, and with the ilm of knowledge of the prophets and so forth. No, with people like us who studied for 40, 50 years, eventually they became alim and experts in the hadith field, in the tafsir field, in the fiqh field, and so forth. So in this case, this alim that you follow as a marājiʿ, who is just, who is pious, who is a believer, he has all the attributes of the to being a marājiʿ faqih. Indeed, he is not like the infallible Imam alayhi salam, that every word he says is from Allah Azza wa Jal, through the Prophet, through the Imam alayhi salam. So what we get from the alim is through his efforts, through his extraction of the rulings from the sources, the book and the hadith, the book of Allah and the hadith. So in this case, the alim is giving us his utmost and best findings from the research that he did. So, of course, these are, in overall, many of them has bases, hadith, what is haram, what is wajib, mustahab, makruh, and so forth. But some of these ahkam, of course, zahiri, which means an apparent ruling in which the true hukum is in the knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jal, in Lawh al-Mahfuz. So we have no choice except to go back to these ulama who have this knowledge, be able to give us the ahkam in this way. You know, sometimes even some ulama would say, as an obligatory precaution, ihtiyat wujubi, which means he has no fatwa. He cannot get fatwa. He hasn't got enough evidence to say that this is haram or this is wajib. Prevent it or do it. For example, like Salatul Jum'ah, Friday prayers. Some would say it's not wajib, some say it's haram to pray it, some would say it's your choice, option between Dhuhr and Friday prayers. So you can see the different opinions. Of course, the true knowledge is in Allah's unseen knowledge and His ilm, of course, that's the true حكم, definitely. The Imam Ma'asum has this hukum. But in anyhow, we have been directed and advised to go back to the ulama, and whoever you choose to be your marājiʿ alim, who is pious and mu'min, then you have done your duty, and when you follow that marājiʿ, that's, as they say, mubra'at al-dhimma, so there's no burden on you, inshallah.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then on to YouTube. What advice would you give a homosexual Muslim who wishes to marry to fulfill half of his deen? Should he remain single or seek a partner given his circumstances?
Of course, Allah Azza wa Jal has opened the door of repentance and tawbah. So tawbah is very important, that you go back to Allah Azza wa Jal. وَتُوبُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ, repent to Allah Azza wa Jal. And of course, the best deed, after your Allah's worship and the belief, is to get married and to find the right partner. If you can find somebody who has, as the hadith says, deen wa khuluq, so has faith and morality, then marry that individual. So,
and of course, someone of the opposite gender.
Yeah, definitely. If he's a man, then of course he's looking for a woman who has the right match. In other words.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, my friend says that we should not stand in respect for the teacher, as the Prophet ﷺ forbade to stand for someone. What must be the reply for this question?
The reply that they have to bring the hadith, the source, and is it from the Shia or the non-Shia? That's number one. So always bring evidence.
Okay.
When you say something. Number two. Standing is some kind of respect to others. Let's say a alim comes inside, you stand for that alim, for that scholar. Your parents enter, let's say your father enters, you stand for him, and so forth. This is a sign of respect. There's nothing wrong with it. Why should one assume that it's forbidden? So number one, need the evidence, bring the evidence. Number two, it's a sign of respect.
Sign of respect.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh and brother, wa alaikum assalam. Some Sunni brother says they are Sayyids. What is the difference in Shia Sayyids and Sunnis?
Yes, we have many of those Sunni or non-Shia. Originally they were Sayyids, they were possibly Shia, but because of the attacks of the Nawasib, of the extremists from the other side, who attacked northern Africa, from Egypt to Morocco. They killed many of the followers of Shia of Ahlul Bayt, the Fatimids, after the Fatimids period of ruling. So many of them were Sayyids, but eventually they turned into become two Sunnis and non-Shia as a result of this brutality and persecution. So yes, many of them are Sayyids, even from Ahlul Sunnah, yes, that's true.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, in Shia Islam, the duty of Silat al-Arham, maintaining ties of kinship, is emphasized strongly. Does this responsibility also extend to in-laws, or does it only apply to blood relatives?
Yes, it applies to blood relatives. So the Arham, as this is in the Holy Quran. So those that we have to in somehow make this bond and kinship and do Salat al-Rahim, in other words. Of course, Qati'at al-Rahim, to cut this tie, would be forbidden. But the Salat al-Rahim, making this bond is very encouraged. Yeah.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you very much to our dear viewers. To our dear viewers, right now we will be going on a short break. But before that, I believe the Sheikh has something that he would like to teach us. And of course, this is my favorite part of the episode. Sheikhna, over to you.
A prophetic hadith, sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, he states, صنائع المعروف تقي مصارع السوء. Carrying out good deeds would protect one from an evil death. So whatever is ma'roof is a good deed. If we do it, it could prevent us from any evil death. It could be a plane crash, na'udhu billah, car crash, disease, cancer, na'udhu billah, all these things that we never know. I mean, we might find these in the hereafter that because I did this, I helped somebody, an elderly, for example, I paid some sadaqah, I translated for someone a specific document. All these ma'roof, good deeds, would prevent us from such evil deaths, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And to our dear viewers, as I've just said, we will now be going on a break. As it is in London, it is Maghrib time. So inshallah, we see you after the break.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أخزيته وما للظالمين من أنصار ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد فاستجاب لهم ربهم أني لا أضيع عمل عامل منكم من ذكر أو أنثى بعضكم من بعض فالذين هاجروا وأخرجوا من ديارهم وأوذوا في سبيلي وقاتلوا لأكفرن عنهم سيئاتهم ولأدخلنهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ثوابا من عند الله والله عنده حسن الثواب صدق الله العلي العظيم.
كنت أقول الحمد لله والشكر إذا كان موجود أبونا الحمد لله والشكر، لأن هو يقوم بواجبنا، هو يتحمل مسؤوليتنا، هو يتكفل عيشتنا. بس هسه الناس الخيرة وأنتم إن شاء الله الله ما يقطع.
أنا اسمي حمود، أبويا ميت بشر وأنا أريد فلوس ومعاي
لا تبكي.
Brothers and sisters, this is the reality for many families here in Karbala. Every small contribution helps. Even a single pound can make a big difference. Together, we can build a brighter future for our community and continue to contribute to the everlasting message of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam.
السلام عليكم، اسمي رافع العايد، عمري 6 سنين. أنا مشتاقة لبابا. بابا مات من سنة عمري من سنة صغيرة. أنا أريد بالعيد لعابي. اسمي عايدة ولا 4. أتمنى بابا يموت. بابا ميت. أحب للعيد أدي لعابي.
Sisters Rafal and Russell wanted dolls for their dua to come true. Thanks to your donations, we made that happen.
Let's spread joy this Eid by giving gifts to orphans. Your donation can make a child's dream come true.
سلة عباس عمري 7 سنين. بابا ميت، مشتاق لبابا. أريد بابا بالعيد يشتري لي سيارة.
Sanad wanted an SUV, and thanks to your donations, we made his dua come true with Imam Hussein charity. Look how happy he is. A smile like that costs nothing, and for these guys, it's priceless.
Let's make sure no orphan feels left out this Eid. Donate to our campaign and help us bring a smile to their faces.
ينعاد عليكي ينعاد عليكي. الله معاك.
مع السلامة.
نحن مقاومة انت في خطر، ما لازم تضيعي.
ما تخافي يا بنتي.
عليك.
Sayyid, you ate before the adhan? Do you know if your fast was valid? Brother, you love tattoos, don't you? Is tattoos haram or halal? Uncle, you don't know if it's the third or the last rak'ah? Not sure if you need to repeat it? Abu Talib, it's pork flavor but vegetarian. Is it halal? Sayyid Muhsin, your yearly khums is here again? You don't know how to calculate it, do you? Don't worry, you're not alone. And I'm sure you guys... Take off the akha, please. And I'm sure you guys have questions here as well. Get the answers you need here on Ahkam SOS, where your Islamic questions and queries get clear and precise answers. Stay tuned for Ahkam SOS exclusively on Imam Hussein TV 3.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of scholars.
Is it permissible to plant trees by or
was
over
Islam
the
established
graves?
based on peace and
non-violence? Is it permissible to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it permitted to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim countries?
Is there an issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 092155.
For those interested in an Islamic law book by Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi, please WhatsApp the Ahkam SOS team at the following number to place your order today: +44 7415 092155. The Islamic law book, available exclusively in hard copy, contains religious questions answered by Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi. Order your hard copy today.
Assalamu alaikum, we are back after the break to Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I hope that during the break you managed to send in your questions. Inshallah, if you have not yet done so, send them in now before it is too late and you will have to wait till next week's episode on Monday at 7 p.m. So tune in for that episode, but more importantly, send in your questions now. All you need to do to send in your questions is either call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or send in your questions with the WhatsApp number over here, 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. Shaykhna, let us carry on with the questions from, let me just pull it up, from WhatsApp. Carrying on with the previous question, is there extra spiritual reward for showing kindness and patience toward in-laws who treat you unjustly, similar to the reward mentioned for maintaining ties with blood relatives?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We have a general narrations that talk about wa'fu amman zalamak, that forgive those who have oppressed you and suppressed you. So be it a relative or a friend or a stranger, that to be kind by forgiving those individuals. Wasl man qata'ak, and connect and link with those who cut the ties with you, for example, be it a relative, especially the emphasis on the relatives, of course, and others as well, the mu'mineen and mu'minat. So yes, it has been encouraged for the one to be kind, to be patient and to forgive as well.
Forgive as much. Okay, understood. But just going back to the previous question, Sheikhna, you said in terms of silatul arham, which is maintaining ties of kinship, that is specifically talking about blood ties and not in-laws.
Yes.
Okay.
Silatul rahim, yes.
Okay.
That's your rahim, which means
Rahim.
you're born from that
Okay.
womb, grandfathers and mothers, yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Carrying on from YouTube, Salam Alaikum.
Salam.
If it's namaz time already and a lady gets her monthly cycle, does she have to pray qada namaz?
It depends if the namaz, we have to see the timing. So if it's, let's say it happened before Maghrib namaz in half an hour. Let's say, so she got that situation, and adhan hasn't been called. So that duration of 5-6 days, there's no salah on her, and there's no qada for the salah as well.
Understood. And then on to WhatsApp again, to the previous question regarding the in-laws. It asks, in situations where maintaining ties with in-laws causes emotional harm, how does Shia Islam balance between the duty of salah, connection, and protecting one's dignity and mental health?
Well, in such situations, one should refer back to experts in social relations. There are experts in this regard. When there are family disputes, for example, your local mosque advises other individuals in medical field could help as well. So sometimes we have to seek support from others when it comes to such awkward relationships. In other words, causes clash and difficulties. So the best way is to go and ask experts with this regard.
Okay, ask an expert. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Salam Alaikum. Is it mustahab to rinse the mouth 3 times and wash the nose 3 times after washing the face in wudu?
One of the mustahabat, of course, before you start the wudu is to wash your hand first and rinse the mouth and the nose as well. Yes, these are mustahabat before you start washing your face.
Is there any other mustahabat we can do during our wudu?
To recite the specific dua when you wash or wipe each part. So when you wash your face, there's a specific dua. Allahumma bayd wajhi yawm aswad al-wujuh. And then when you wash your right arm, Allahumma a'tini kitabi biyamini, as you wash. Wal khulda wal janab biyasar. And then when you wash your left arm, Allahumma لا تعطني كتاب بشمالي ولا وراء ظهري, and so forth.
Okay.
So each part when you wash and wipe, there's a dua.
There's a
for it,
specific dua.
And to recite Surah Al-Nazalna, for example, Surah Al-Qadr again within the wudu.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then on to WhatsApp. If one breaks a mustahab fast after dhuhr, do they have to do kafara for it?
No, there's no kafara for breaking mustahab fast. No.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, is it permissible to look at a Muslim woman in a professional manner who wears makeup and doesn't wear hijab like any Western woman?
The issue is when she is wearing makeup, because that could lead to arousal of lust and temptation and khawf al-iftitan, as the ulama mentioned. So one tries to avoid that, looking into the beauty of the face, which has been adorned by or beautified by the makeup. And the Quran says, وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنْ, and do not reveal the beauty. So even looking much, one should somehow avoid as much as they can to look at the beauty on the face. Yes, without makeup, without anything, and without, as I've said, any feelings and so forth, that should be fine. But with the makeup, it's an issue. So one should avoid as much as they can.
Avoid as much as you can.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then back onto WhatsApp. I have qada prayers to make up. What is the quickest way, or what ways do I not need to do to make things easier, to make them up quicker?
For the qada prayers, you have 2 options. Number 1 is to pray with each salah, or after each salah, or before each salah, the qada. So when you wake up in the morning for the Fajr prayers, morning prayers, let's say you pray the 2 rak'ah Fajr prayers, the wajib one. When you finish, after Tasbih to Zara alayhi salam, you stand up and you pray 2 rak'ah of qada, of the Fajr prayers. And likewise with Dhuhr, Asr and Maghrib, Isha. Or you can do what, let's say you have 1 month qada, so you do 30 consecutive, let's say, Fajr morning prayers, qada, so 2 rak'ah, you end, you stand again, you pray 2 rak'ah, and so forth. And then Dhuhr, Asr as well, 30 times for 30 days you missed to pray. And same as Maghrib, Isha as well, 30 times you pray them, which makes it a bit difficult. So the easiest way is to pray with each salah, wajib salah.
So just pray another one.
Another, yeah, exactly.
Okay, understood.
That's the best way.
Thank you, Sheikh. And then from YouTube, was Hind bin Abi Halal the son of Hazrat Khadija? Salam Allah alayha.
I'm not sure about this name, no. I've heard this name, no.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Sheikh. Now from WhatsApp, here in Britain there is a Shia community that only married their daughters to Sayyid men. In some families, the girls grow old and remain unmarried. I hope you can advise these people.
Number one, the prophetic hadith, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said, "Man athakum tardawnahu khulquhu wa dinahu fazawwijuhu." If somebody comes, a young man comes and he asks the hand of your daughter, and he has akhlaq, morality, and deen, faith, then marry him. So that's the standard. And the hadith doesn't mention that he is Sayyid or non-Sayyid, which means any man or young man who has these 2 qualities, faith and morality. That's number one. Number 2, of course, the father needs also the girl's consent.
Okay.
So they can't force them to marry a specific person, or let's say the cousin, and so forth, which is called forced marriages.
Okay.
So they have to get the consent of the girl with this regard, and of course the consent of the father as well, because she's virgin. But anyhow, we should make things in life easier and don't make it complicated, because if you leave it too much, then you never know what's going to happen in the future, God forbid. And corruption is always surrounding, the families, especially in the West. So one should be aware of this situation, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then on to WhatsApp. Salaam alaikum. Is there a distinction between minor and major kufr?
The kufr has different levels. So for example, in terms of Hajj, those who don't go to Hajj, that Allah mentioned in the Holy Quran, على الناس حج البيت. Man istata' alayhi sabila, the one who is capable, they have the means, the money, and so forth. وَمَنْ كَفَرَ, and then the word kafar comes afterwards, after this ayah, which means the kufr has different meaning with this regard. It could be minor kufr by neglecting your obligatory acts, such as prayers, fast, hajj, and so forth. And you have the major kufr, which is, of course, to disbelieve in Allah Azza wa Jal, to disbelieve in His holy book and prophets, and so forth.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then on to WhatsApp. If someone slanders you or lies that you have committed a bad act that you have not done, what is the best response?
Number one, you have to advise and admonish the other side that this is this is something. Number one is not true if the one is certain about himself. And you have to bring evidence, and you have to fear Allah Azza wa Jal. You have to fear Allah. There's a judgment day, there's a iqab, there's a hisab, there's hellfire, na'udhu billah, there's adab al-qabr. So try to warn them and advise them with this regard. And of course, always ask for evidence. Bring the evidence. Hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqeen, as the Quran mentions. Bring your evidence if you're truthful.
Okay. And then they go on further to ask, should someone clarify and defend themselves, or should they remain silent and ignore it, leaving the matter to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
No, you have to respond. You have to ask for evidence. You have to warn them, because sometimes keeping silence or quiet means that you affirm and you agree what they said. So it depends. Situations are different anyhow. Maybe someone else can defend on your behalf, then of course you you can be silent and quiet. So someone else comes forward, a friend or family member would defend you, then of course you can remain silent and quiet.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, if the Quran describes itself as a complete and clear guidance for mankind, why isn't the necessity of a line of Ma'soom Imams by name and number not established in the Quran?
I would ask the same question. When the Quran is Quran Mubin, clear, and the verses are very clear, why don't we have the exact numbers of daily salah and wajib salah? Does the Quran says pray 2 times or 2 rak'ah of Fajr prayers? Does the Quran says pray 4 rak'ah dhuhr and 4 rak'ah asr? Does it says pray Maghrib 3 rak'ah and then afterwards 4 rak'ah? No. If this was the situation, then the Quran would have been like today's Bible, 66 stacks of books. Imagine. So you could have had volumes of Quran. If you want to have names of the prophets, of the vicegerents, the Quran is there to give you a general guidance. That's why the Prophet said that I leave with you 2 weighty things, the Book of Allah and my progeny. Kitabullah wa itat ahl bayti. In other words, the prophetic hadith and sunnah and his pure family's hadith would explain to us, would interpret to us the meanings of Holy Qur'an, the hidden knowledge in the Holy Quran. They would reveal and show it to us. So that's why we had to refer back to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Otherwise, we would end up, as I've said, with hundreds of volumes of Quran. So Quran gives the basic, the main guidelines, as I've said, and we have narrations that in the Quran there are dozens and dozens of knowledge, hidden knowledge, that one can extract. But going back to the progeny of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, can men wear shorts during namaz, during salah, during prayer?
It's better to cover from navel to the knee. That's how they should. I mean, at least to be covered.
So about half the knee, under the knee.
On the knee. To cover the knee. Up to the knee. Yeah.
Okay.
Up to the knee. Yeah.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Salaam Alaikum. Although we deny the marriage of Umar ibn al-Khattab and Kulthum, who is the individual that was born out of this marriage called Zayd ibn Umar? Is there such a person in authentic narrations?
I mean, number one, we don't have any strong evidence that Kulthum got married to Umar. That's number one. So can it result in the birth of this person. So we have to eventually bring the evidence for this marriage, and then we can talk about the result.
Of course.
Birth.
And then onto YouTube. Did the Prophet have 4 daughters, as most Shi'as are taught that the Prophet had only 1 biological daughter? Is it true?
There's a difference between the Shia ulama from the past and present, that who believes that it was only Fatima alayhi salam, and who believes that no, they are actually his daughters. So different opinions within the ulama you can find in their books with this regard. So some would say it's only Fatima alayhi salam, some would say no, also the others are his daughters. So back to the research of the ulama to find out, and specifically Shia ulama, of course.
Thank you, Sheikhna. And then on to WhatsApp. Assalamu alaikum. Is there any non-permissible plants in Shia Islam to plant in our homes?
I haven't come across into any narration with this regard. I haven't seen.
I feel like the question's a bit wrong. It says any non-permissible plants to plant in our homes. Surely we want the permissible plants in our homes.
As I've said, I'm not sure if this.
Okay. Understood. And then from WhatsApp, what parts of a man's body must be covered in front of a non-mahram woman?
Well, initially, it is forbidden for the woman to look at the body of a man. Let's say when there's a swim sports, let's say. Any other sport that the men would expose their body, it's forbidden for the woman to look. except the face and the hands, and the ones muta'arif, as they say, the norm would be shown by the men. So for the men, of course, they have to try to avoid being in a situation that would arouse the lust or would cause corruption and indecency, in other words. So they have to be careful as well with this regard.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Sheikhna, for being with us today and answering all the questions. Thank you very much to our dear viewers at home. We have now reached the end of the episode. Yes, the end of the episode. It is too late for you guys to send in your questions, but please do send in your questions at our next episode on Monday at 7 p.m. and tune in with us live and watch with us as the Sheikh answers more of your questions. Down below you can see a link at Imam Hussein TV 3 towards our YouTube channel, which is where you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for all content regarding Ahkam SOS and anything to do with Imam Hussein TV 3. Another link below, www.imamhussein3.tv/donate, which is where you can support the TV channel Imam Hussein TV 3. You can support with your donations. Will be going towards the different sets, the different shows, the different programs that we do here at the TV channel. Also, another link below, www.ihtv.co/HQ, which is a brand new building that we are in the process of acquiring and building. And your support, your donations can go towards helping us build it brick by brick so that we can perform better, so that we can provide better shows for many of you at home. Also, www.imamhussein3.tv/survey, which is where you at home can give us your feedback so we can improve as well as provide again a better service for you all at home. This has been Ahkam SOS. I have been your host, Sayyid Muthanna Al-Musawi, and I will see you soon, inshallah. Fi amanillah.
Are you in court for raping English girls? Remember? You're here defending the paedophile. I'm here defending your dad. These women are here defending the paedophile. You're here defending.
We don't need a TV channel because we've got mosques.
We have Islamic centres that are always open.
We have schools teaching Islam.
Hijab is part of a school uniform.
Islam has come and it's established here in the West.
And everyone's happy. They love us, our food, our fashion,
our culture.
The media is always on our side.
We've got plenty of English speakers, plenty of English books,
and plenty of places to go and learn in the English language.
Let's be real.
Let's get active. Be more involved. www.imamhussein3.tv.
From hard-hitting, insightful discussions,
because when I come to the hadith, I look
to shows for the whole family.
Welcome to 7 Steps to Heaven. Yes.
To shows that keep you on the edge of your seat.
The winner is Mullah Ali
to live streams from the holy city of Karbala. There is something for everyone on Imam Hussein TV, your gateway to Karbala.
I think it's everyone's dream to work and serve the Ahlul Bayt alayhum salam.
Working with this project allows us to contribute back to the community.
Our main objective is to bring Imam Hussein to every household, or to take people to Karbala.
Producers, cameramen and editors all synchronize to capture, inspire and bring you closer to Abu Abdullah.
Working here is an honor and a privilege, yet nothing compared to the sacrifice
of Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Pass on the lantern of Imam Hussein.
Why should you support?
Why should you support?
Why should you support?
Imam Hussein TV is our Husseiniya to the world.
It's an open university to learn theology, history, law, Quran, and many more sciences.
Many rely on our channel as they have no access to any Husseiniyyahs or any mosques.
And they have no access to any community events nor scholars, and they solely rely on our broadcasting.
Children in the West have so many questions to ask about the faith.
We aim to educate youth and reverts in a thoughtful manner and language which is interactive, easily digestible and understood.
Our project is fully crowdfunded. We have no sales, no business, no profits.
If you do not support us, who will?
If you do not open a channel, who will?
And if you do not raise the flag of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, who will?
We have been operating since 2016, and we have brought to you shows like Morning Barakah,
Ahkam SOS,
Her Thoughts,
and the debate show.
We also have created many documentaries on topics such as the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
miracles in Arba'een,
non-Shias visiting Karbala,
And most importantly,
we bring you Karbala live.
Karbala live.
Karbala live.
Karbala live.
لبيك يا حسين.
ينعاد عليك ينعاد عليك الله معاك.
مع السلامة.
نحن مقاومة انت في خطر، ما لازم تطيعي.
ما تخافي يا بنتي.
كيف حالك؟
This is your generosity come to life. Our team in Karbala are busy assembling and delivering iftar packs with your donations. Witness the impact of your support as we reach out to feed the orphans, the vulnerable and the needy with 100,000 meals this Ramadan. We don't want to stop here. Please continue to contribute and helping to make a world of difference. Support Imam Hussein charity today in Africa, Iraq and Afghanistan. www.imamhusseincharity.com.
السلام عليكم، أنا إبراهيم عمري 6، حتى أنا ودي التربية واشتاق له. ضل يشرب حبوب، نوبة طلع تدرن، نوبة مات. أنا الطيارة بالعيد مثلا أي شيء، طيارة هاي الطيارة من هاي مثلا أي طيارة، هاي طيارة الرفع بالسماء تتنزل مثلا أي طيارة أخذها.
Little Ibrahim here wanted a drone. Thanks to make the world come true and your donations, we got him a drone.
This Eid, let's show orphans that they are not alone. Your contribution can help us provide them with love, care, and a memorable celebration.
كنت أقول الحمد لله والشكر إذا كان موجود. إذا كان موجود أبونا الحمد لله والشكر، لأن هو يقوم بواجبنا، هو يتحمل مسؤوليتنا، هو يتكفل عيشتنا. بس هسه الناس الخيرة وأنتم إن شاء الله الله ما يقطع.
أنا اسمي حمود، أبويا ميت بشر، وأنا أريد فلوس ومعاي
لا تبكي.
Brothers and sisters, this is the reality for many families here in Karbala. Every small contribution helps. Even a single pound can make a big difference. Together, we can build a brighter future for our community and continue to contribute to the everlasting message of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam.
السلام عليكم، اسمي رفع العايد، عمري 6 سنين. أنا مشتاقة لبابا. بابا مات كان عمري من نص صغيرة. أنا أريد بالعيد لعابي. اسمي عايدة ولا 4. أتمنى بابا يموت. بابا ميت. أحب للعيد أدي لعابي.
Sisters Rafal and Russell wanted those for their dua to come true. Thanks to your donations, we made that happen.
Let's spread joy this Eid by giving gifts to orphans. Your donation can make a child's dream come true.
ثلاث عباس عمري 7 سنين. بابا ميت، مستقل بابا. أريد بابا بالعيد يشتري لي سيارة.
Sanad wanted an SUV, and thanks to your donations, we made his dua come true with Imam Hussein charity. Look how happy he is. A smile like that costs nothing, and for these guys, it's priceless.
Let's make sure no orphan feels left out this Eid. Donate to our campaign and help us bring a smile to their faces.
ينعاد عليكي ينعاد عليكي الله معاك.
مع السلامة.
نحن مقاومة انت في خطر، ما لازم تضيعي.
ما تخافي يا بنتي.
كيف حالك؟